Hi, Emily. It's Margie with Basmati. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for chatting with us today. Today, we're talking with Emily. She's an angel coach, the angel coach, with theangelcoach.com. Emily is a national speaker, a spiritual coach, and intuitive practitioner. Today, we're going to chat with her a little bit about her personal story and how she works with her clients to unlock the power of their personal intuition and guide them to find the power that's inside of them. So, Emily, let's share a little bit about your personal story and how you work with others.
Perfect, and thank you so much for the opportunity to share and to offer whatever can be offered from my presence in the moment to be of support. For me personally, my experience in my life has been interesting because it's had its ups and downs and its curves and its turns, but all very perfect in so many ways and in so many directions. I have to say and celebrate that since I was a little girl, to me, God, divine source, creator, was a personal best friend. Guidance came to me through audible conversations and guidance in ways that I was being encouraged to either respond or look at a situation or even just speak to individuals in my life. And again, that started since I was a little girl. So to me, and in my experience, I actually perceived that to be very normal. I thought all of us had these conversations, which I know we do, but it's more about understanding that we don't always notice we're having these conversations, that we're being encouraged to be more present to these conversations. So throughout my life, this voice, this guidance shared with me even where to go to college, when I was going to get married, and I was shown many different things along the way that supported my path in staying in tune with what I have come to understand as the Holy Spirit, that soul connection, and that recognition of how life was really meant to be more lived in harmony and in that state of freedom from what can be taking place outside of us, the chaos, the ups and the downs. So they've been working with me since a little girl and helping set a mindset and energy and intention that helps me maneuver through things that is better perceived and understood by the soul. When I had my first child is when I pretty much was challenged in my knowing of this, because I was blessed with a daughter who's special needs, medically special needs, and she began having seizures and extreme episodes in which it was life or death, and a lot of times we did have to face death in the face and seeing her go blue and pretty much her little spirit leaving her body. But it was during those times and during that time that I myself found myself just disconnected. It was the first experience I can say that I felt very disconnected. And it pushed me to open up further what connection meant, what source meant, what guidance meant, what intuition meant. So I went in my own discovery of, with different teachers that they were guiding to me. They would give me names and I'd look for them. And so I was shown along the way how to step back into my remembrance of the truth and what really means to be with source and what really means to be in that union, and really just what the soul knows life to be. Our souls only knowing that union, in our minds sometimes, a lot of times, forgetting about the union. And through those experiences, it was through her moments of, again, the moments where I thought I was going to be losing her, and the hardest moments I would see the angels coming in and the Holy Spirit and guidance coming in, helping me remember the truth of what my soul already knew. And it was through that it opened me up to be more of a teacher. And what that means is because they would take me and they would have me in what I can describe as mini courses and classes in my meditation time and in my sleep state. I would go and they would teach me how to help people remember as well. And in that teaching and in that rediscovery of the truth of Source, and also just the support that we have and how we can tap into that divine magic and that awareness, is what really has led me to where I am today. It was something that they had shared with me back when I was in college, that I would be sharing in this way. I just at the time didn't understand it. And through my experience again with that, in my day-to-day experience, they've taught me how to help people step back into that. You know, it is one of those things that it's a personal journey, and it is a personal experience for each of us. But the beautiful thing is that they co-create with us in that remembrance in a collective way. So my responsibility, I would say, is helping people step back to that knowing, step back to that peace that can be present even in a situation where it seems, you know, unfathomable. They're wanting me to say unfathomable, and I can't say the word.
It does take a really deep, it's in those challenging, what can be challenging times, when we can tap into that.
It's wanting me to say that word, but I'm like, oh, I can't get it out. So, and actually that's pretty much what happens when I talk to people, when I share with people, even just talking to you now, they're giving me words to better support what people are needing to hear for them to remember. So it's not about what I do or what I share or what I can offer, but really understanding that ultimately there's so much within us and around us that is supporting us back into that place of knowing, that place of being, and that place of recognition. When I share about my daughter, and again, I don't speak as an observer of what I think can occur, but I speak from an experience in which, you know, my daughter, and they're wanting me to share one of the stories, so I'll share that. But in one of the hardest situations, when my daughter was rushed into the critical unit in the ER because she was turning blue and she was being poisoned by the carbon dioxide that her body wasn't able to get rid of, when the doctor was about to cut her throat to be able to open up for her to breathe, they didn't recognize or realize that I was there because of all the chaos. But I'm assuming, because I'm like, I don't think parents are supposed to be in here as I look back into the experience. But as I stood there and I felt myself in chaos, I felt myself overwhelmed with what was to be and what seemed to be happening. What I can describe as the Holy Spirit entered the room, and it's as if time stood still. Everyone stood still. The doctor stood still. All was still. And I heard the voice of what I've come to identify as God, Source, Creator, speak and say, connect to the peace that's here now and breathe. And as soon as I did that, everything moved in a different direction. I took that breath, and my daughter took that breath with me. And she went from completely blue to back to her normal color, smiling, happy, like nothing had happened. And it was beautiful because it was my way to be reminded, and it doesn't mean that, you know, we have to go through those extreme situations to remember, but it was a way to help me step back into the truth that in every moment, in every situation, and all that crosses our path every day, there's many different chords and pathways into the possibilities of the moment. And even within the chaos, there's also that dichotomy, right? That other possibility in which we can see and be in peace. And it was through moments like that that have allowed me to step back into that remembrance. And it's something that it's a rediscovery to me, for me every day. My days are full of awe, and it's part of what I choose to be open to and welcome. And also, like it happens to all of us, be reminded every day from a soul's perspective to be in that place. So it is with that and through that that I have come to create different programs or steps or templates, or it's hard to give it form with words, but different processes that have been used in my coaching and my events and my private sessions to help people step into that knowing. Because it is from that knowing, from that place, from that peace, from that state of beingness is what they're audibly telling me, from that state of beingness that we can really step into a co-creative experience in which we see the highest that can come, in which we see and really step into the highest that can be. And it is from that place that we co-create from a different point of access, which allows us to celebrate and be in that place of knowing of what life really inherently was meant to be from a soul's perspective. But through my journey with her, and even, till today, she's been my little master and teacher in helping me step back into that place of knowing. But that's been my story, I would say, in regards to what has more purposely helped me to be present for people and also for my own life and journey and how it was inherently meant to be lived. And that's how I share now, bringing people back to that place and to that knowing through different ways, because everybody, again, it is a personal journey. It's not a given way for all of us. It is a personal journey. And my, again, responsibility is help people in whichever way I could be of purpose and of love to help them step back into that possibility in a way that will resonate and honor them.
That is such a beautiful and powerful story of remembrance and trust, right? And that we do all have that in us, and it's easy to find that when we're meditating, right? But in the challenging times, it's so important to remember that they're guiding us inside of us. I have some very similar personal stories that I could share with you at a later time. But today, let's also talk about how people can reach you and what type of sessions you do, so that they get an idea of what that
Well, the best way would be to visit the website, which is theangelcoach.com, or people are welcome to email at support@theangelcoach.com to get information and details and get the tools or the steps that can help them connect to their own awareness, intuition, remembrance. It's hard because it's like, as I'm saying and as I share, it's like when I speak with people, words are so limited to really express who and what we can be as we share with each other. But in these human terms, right, that's the way that I could explain. I do offer spiritual coaching, and that's an 8-week series in which I get shown where people's potentials can be, and we work on rewiring the mind, the energy, the momentum that they've been in to step back into that remembrance and ease that will allow them to really step into their highest possibility and really living more a life of balance, of joy, abundance, and all those things that sometimes seem so hard to be in. But more understanding that it's just that human perspective that sometimes has us cutting off from the receiving that is being given to us every day. So during the 8 weeks, it's catered to be very individualized, and that one-on-one allows us to really connect divinely and intuitively into how to get a person from point A to point B, whether it's with their business, with their personal lives, with their relationship, with their healing, with their well-being. There's many different aspects that get explored. And even though we always make sure we address the personal intention of an individual, we work with that, but also incorporate all those different things that I'm being shown that people can step into to see that divine magic become part of their day-to-day experience. I also offer group coaching for those individuals who would prefer that group support. And that meets a little differently, and it's catered in the same way in the sense that we're working together and bringing people back to that remembrance and into that ease and into that divine magic. I also do retreats. I do private retreats where it's one-on-one, me being there 100% for a set of 5 to 7 days. But then I also do group retreats to sacred locations where I get shown to go. Here recently we just went to Mount Shasta, and it was an experience in which a beautiful galactic angel showed up in my room and said it's time, and he was very specific about the number of people that would be part of that experience and what would be unfolding. And we just came back from that a few weeks ago, and that was amazing. So every retreat that I share is very intentional in how they do show up and give me the dates. It gives me the focus. It gives me the intention, and they share. And they pretty much, people get called to be in these retreats. But you can find more information on that by, again, emailing, and we can put you in a list so that we can notify you when, again, the beautiful divine manifestations share the date and the timing for certain retreats. I also share 3 different events. I do get contacted to speak at different locations, and then I do my own personal events online. So that's something that could also be found on the website or just by emailing, and we can send you those information and those dates. Here we're about to launch the 11 Days of Divine Magic, and I'm very excited about that. The 11 Days of Divine Magic is really just pretty much amplifying that experience with Divine Magic. It is a free series, and people would be getting in their inbox a video every day to get them reset, going, and just really stepping into that energy momentum and that divine magic every day. And I'm very excited about that.
Yay!
And then the last 2 things I offer, which it seems I've shared so much already, the last 2 things, I do private intuitive sessions, and that's where I share guidance based on what is being given in the moment for individuals, and then from there people can just ask whatever they would like to ask and connect to guidance for. Work with business people who are trying to expand their business, same thing. People who are seeking to connect to their divine mate. People are healing their relationships. People are stepping back into well-being and balance. So that for the sessions, it's a myriad of possibilities of what can lead from there and what can begin there. And then lastly, I also have an Angel Circle, which is a membership platform in which people can be part of, and then every month you receive meditations, different messages, events, and so it just becomes a place and a venue in which people can just receive really just the benefits of being in that energy and being in that state of alignment through different resources and support that really are part of that community. But that's how I share.
That's awesome work. Yeah. That's beautiful. I heard about the Shasta event after actually, or right prior to you guys going, and then after speaking with a couple of people about it. What an amazing, amazing retreat. Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, so next time I will be there. So I'm so excited
I would
about
love
that.
to.
Yeah, so excited about that. Emily, I thank you so much. It's an honor, and thank you for taking the time to share with us. And I'm looking forward to chatting with you again. What a beautiful work you do, and it's just so amazing the timing of everything and how it's all unfolding right here for us right now.
Amen, and thank you. And if it's okay, can I add one more thing?
Oh, please. Yeah.
Just to the moment. I just want to encourage everyone and remind everyone that even though there's a lot of things that we're seeing unfolding before us with our, with our society, with our collective, just things unfolding that sometimes may feel out of control, I just want to encourage everyone to understand that there's a divine harmony and flow even when our mind may find a challenge into seeing it. And we step into that remembrance, we step into that ease, we step into that reality the more we take time to renew our connection with the truth of who we are, what we are, and who we came here to be. Whether it's through meditation, whether it's just spending time outside and taking that breath, that moment, that time in, it helps you to reset into the truth of what the moment is and the truth about what's really happening that goes beyond what is being perceived by the human mind. So I just want to encourage people to do that as well, just because it really is a state of renewal right now, and it is a state of remembrance for us as a collective and as individuals. So I do want to just put that in there to just encourage people to do that as well.
That's beautifully said, and so on point. Anyway, Emily, thank you. And It's truly an honor.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful day.
Have a beautiful day. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Emily. Bye-bye.